Did you know that there's lots of tips and tricks that you can do, very small little changes that'll actually cost you nothing, that can make people buy more stuff from you? Hi there, I'm Tracey Rose, and here are 5 of those tips and tricks that'll help you be more profitable in your business rather than your business burning a hole in your pocket. Now, trick number 1 is you need to strike an emotional chord with people. In your emails, in your videos, or perhaps you're doing your own sales pages. People buy on emotion. And yes, there are more people who are more emotive than others, and there's more kind of, left or right brain kind of people. But no matter what, even if you're like a really technical kind of person, you surprisingly will still buy based on emotional reasons. All you need to do is just try and figure out what those emotional triggers are, and then you kind of have sold that person. So an example of some of the emotional triggers could be that those people really want more freedom in their lives, whether it's from their work or whether it's from their family, or whether it's from, the bills that are, strangling them or whatever, or perhaps, they want more freedom to travel. Some people's emotional triggers are a bit different. So you could find that someone just needs more fun in their lives, or some people need a challenge. So some people are really quite challenge driven. And so figuring out what some of those emotional triggers are will really help you in knowing how to solve their problem, and then they'll buy from you. So tip number 2 is that stories sell. So tell your own story. Look, even if you haven't got the whole rags to riches story down yet, perhaps you're not at the riches part, that's okay. You can share with people how you've changed direction, how you've come to a decision, how you have had even a little bit of success in something by telling that story, by being very, very specific. So tell about the day that you received a letter that says your house was going into foreclosure, and how that made you feel, and how that really changed your focus and made you take daily action. Every day you actually took action towards a goal, and now you were starting to actually make money. Now, this is a very sneaky tip that I don't want you to use for bad, just for good. Do you believe in karma? I do. And if you don't use this one for good, it will come back and bite you in the butt. So this trick is about using the phrase, buy now. Now, there's 2 ways that you can phrase this. So in a sentence, you can have the words, by now you would realize that this is a really good course that will help you in your business. Or using it in another concept is, by now, this product won't last. We're only on sale for another 24 hours. Okay? The thing is, though, your brain doesn't know the difference between the 2. So if you litter your email or your sales page or your video with that phrase, buy now, whether you're telling them to buy now, as in buy a product, or whether you're saying to them, by now you should realize, by now you should be aware that this concept is really going to help you. So if you're saying it that way throughout your email or video or sales page, by the time you get to the end and you ask them to buy now, they've already had this subconsciously filtered into their brain over the course of your email, sales video, or a sales page or video. So I hope that makes sense. It's a very sneaky little concept. And now that I know this, I thought, oh my gosh, they've done that to me heaps. Those amazing copywriters and those marketers have actually used this. Maybe you can't use it all the time, but just be aware that this can be very effective. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is qualifying statements. The words and, but, and because can be very effective in your copy. The reason is because it can handle objections. So if someone is objecting to, I don't want to do that yet, or they don't want to buy this, they don't want to click through, or they don't want to enter their name and email address, all you need to do when asking them what to do is put because, so you say, so what you need to do now is click through the button because that is really going to help you take that next step in your business. Just by adding a because lowers that rate of resistance of people not doing what you want them to do. It's very, very handy, and it's kind of it's known throughout sort of, I guess, in the human psychology that if you do this, even if you wanted something in general life, if you're asking someone for something, you say, I really need you to babysit because it would really help me out and I need to do some business. Whatever you need to do. Now, the word and but, well, the word but can negate any objection to, say, a high price of something. So if you're saying you've got a course and the course is, say, $399, and you think that perhaps you'll come across some people that might think that's a little bit expensive, all you need to do is say things like, okay, so the price is $399. I know that you may feel that this is a high price, but I want you to think about how much money you're going to make as a result of buying this course, and I think you'll understand it's really worth it. So the word but almost makes them forget about how much the actual price was, because then they'll go, oh yeah, well, I will make that. And they've forgotten that they were objecting to the price 2 seconds ago. So it's very, very powerful tricks, aren't they? And tip number 5 is be very specific and give commands. Even if you're not a commanding kind of person, give commands. What I mean is, tell people what they need to do. Tell people to scroll to the bottom of the page. Tell people to enter your name and email address in the box on this page. Not opt in now or think about doing this or whatever. Be very, very specific. You get a much higher chance of people doing what you want them to do right now. See? How cool are these tips? And by now you'll actually realize and be aware that by taking these little steps and just implementing these small changes, that people will connect with you, take more action, and by taking more action and by bonding with you, they're more likely to buy from you. Now, how would you like to access more training so that you can become an expert in this industry too? You don't need to be an expert at everything, but you do need to take action and take responsibility for yourself. You need to build a business online that is profitable, that is stable, that is a proper business, not some little jokey opportunity. Click on the link below and start building your business properly.